Like me, many of you will live in urban situations, and if you fly in those locations, it might be interesting to know what sort of range you can get. So I decided to test it out, and you might find the results quite interesting, so don't go away. Hey guys, Mike here, and welcome back to the channel. Now, I thought I'd do a bit of a range test with the Mini 2, so let's just get it up and I'll talk you through what this is all about while I fly along. I decided to run downstairs and take off today, as it doesn't take as long to pick up the satellites compared to hanging over the balcony trying to pick up a decent number of them.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Once I got it up, so to speak, I set off on my planned route. Now, according to the headline spec sheet for the DJI Mini 2, it says the maximum range is 10 kilometers. But that's not entirely true. For one thing, it does depend on the country you live in, as the maximum range will vary, plus it depends on whether you're flying in an urban or rural situation, due to the amount of interference in each of those locations. But even in the best conditions, it's unlikely you'll get anywhere near the maximum range. To be honest, in urban situations, anything over around 500 meters is actually pretty good, but every situation is different, and results will definitely vary. And it also depends on the weather, as that can affect the electrical interference as well. As you can see here, I'm tracking along quite nicely with no major problems. You can see some dark clouds in the distance, so we could be in for a bit of a storm. They do tend to come and go across this region pretty fast. One minute you've got plenty of sunshine, and the next it's pouring down cats and dogs. I'm at a height of 50 meters, so not too high and not too low. You can see I'm actually well past 500 meters so far, and the signal strength is still looking really good. I have got a clear line of sight between me and the drone though, so that will definitely help. Out over 800 meters, and I'm getting a few signal dropouts, but it's recovering pretty fast. If you watch the signal strength, it does drop in and out, so I wouldn't be surprised if we just about have reached the limit in this particular scenario. Okay, there we go. We've got over 1,000 meters, which is double what I expected, which is great. And you can see the signal is holding, but is getting weaker. Now out over 1,100 meters, and it's starting to get some interference messages. 1,200 and still holding well. This is much better than I expected. As you can see, it's pretty urban, so most likely lots of signal interference, but still holding okay. 1,300 meters, tracking along at 9.8 meters a second, which is around 35 kilometers an hour. Pretty cool for such a little beast. Coming up to 1,400 meters and it's still holding. And this is in normal mode. I did have it in sports mode, but I wanted the distance to gradually roll out. 1,500 meters. Weak signal warning. Oh, here we go. You can see the distance still moving, but I'm losing the video feed. And there we go. We've lost connection at just on 1,600 meters. Auto return to home's kicked in. Oh, no, it's connected again. I'm trying to turn it around to be able to head back myself. Return to home is kicked in again as the signal cut out again. Stay calm, stay calm. I'm also trying to take it higher in order to see if that improves the angle back to the controller and then pick up the signal again. Okay, I've got it coming back to me now. Still getting the weak signal messages, but seems to be coming back okay. Hey, now I know many of you will say that was crap. What happened to the 10 kilometers range the Mini 2 advertises? But you're never going to get that. Again, it depends on what country you're in. So in this country, I've got a CE version of the drone, which means a maximum of about 6 kilometers. But don't forget, that's in perfect conditions. I have had this one out over 3 kilometers in a highly rural situation with very good visibility and line of sight. I could have gone further, but that was the furthest I'd ever been, so I decided to turn back and bring it home. But as I said at the start, there are lots of variables at play every time you take your drone out. And in an urban situation where there's so many potential sources of interference, that'll restrict the distance you get as well. Now bear in mind though, that even though the range in this test might disappoint some people, Without OcuSync 2.0, we wouldn't have even got it that far if we were using enhanced Wi-Fi, for example. So I'm actually pretty impressed with that, to be honest. I was also wondering if Wi-Fi networks in people's houses would affect the signal to the drone. I mean, I'm not super high, probably within range of a Wi-Fi network, and given there are lots of people working and schooling from home at the moment, I really wonder if that's a factor. I'm sure there's some train spotter out there watching this video who has much more knowledge about that subject than I do, or even if you don't have knowledge, I'm sure that doesn't stop you having an opinion. So please feel free to let me know what you think in the comments section below. I'd certainly be interested to know and to learn something new, so go ahead and fill your boots. I'm definitely going to try some more range tests in some other situations as soon as I can.
Landing.
Maybe some more urban range tests and also rural tests, and one I have in mind which is kind of on the fringe of an urban area but close to the coast as well, so it has that rural dynamic thrown into it. If you have a particular interest one way or the other, then just let me know in the comments. If you're interested in seeing how fast the Mini 2 can go, then you need to check out this video and you might get a little surprise, so click on the link on the screen now and I'll see you over there. Cheers guys.